Hey, I'm Joseph Kapsch, Executive Editor of TheWrap, and we are here for our second episode of WrapChat, Friday edition, hence beers, of course tea for the lady. And sitting next to me is Jethro Netadog, Senior TV Writer, L.A. Ross, blogger reporter, and Greg Gilman, blogger reporter. And we are taking on the controversial topic of spoilers, when to spoil or not to spoil. With that, obviously in the context of House of Cards, I will let you take it away. Let's start this conversation.
Okay. I mean, well, I think the first thing I want to say is that personally, I really have like no problem with spoilers. I think that if you go on social media, you invite spoilers. You might, if you don't want to be spoiled by something, do not be on social media. That's just me. But also, I'm a reporter, and I may have gotten a little. You know, we get spoilers all the time, so. I think I might be desensitized to spoilers because I already know things before most people do.
Greg, what do you think? Like, because you're of the Netflix, because you don't.
Yes. I don't have cable.
Exactly.
I watch Netflix, and I'm like an addict with House of Cards. I watched that. I binge watched the hell out of that show, and you know it. I'm the same way with Jethro. Spoilers don't bother me. I think if you're going into a show and the only way you can enjoy it is to be shocked and surprised, and that's what you're basing your entire enjoyment off of, I think there's something wrong with you for that. I can know it, you know,
okay, all right. I take issue.
But I can know what the end of the movie is, and I can know that Bruce Willis is a ghost in The Sixth Sense, and you know, I can still enjoy the movie, like, you know, I can still enjoy the show.
Well, okay, it's true that the journey is part of the fun of watching a movie, watching a TV series, or whatever. But and I take Jethro's point about us being in the entertainment industry and being reporters. We sometimes have to spoil things in order to be able to write about them. And I mean, even take the Olympics. You know, you can't be on Twitter doing research for your own stuff and avoid all of the news networks reporting the news, because that's just the way it happens.
But here's the thing though, most specific, because this morning on CBS News, it was actually news on our site that Kate Mara was on, and they finally did spoil it, and it was like news that it's like they spoiled it. She spoiled it on Monday. But she was a little more veiled about what she said.
It was very obvious.
My thing about this is, at what point it's like, okay, so the reporters had, like our own Tim Malloy had to sign like a very stringent kind of confidentiality agreement around when he viewed the season for our review. I think at some point it's like, if you're truly a fan and you're out there and you feel like you almost have a right to be angry at journalists that are talking about this, we do 7+ viewing, right? 7+ viewing ratings, correct? I think after a week, your time's up. Like, if you don't have enough time to put like time in to watch the first season,
you also got to think. You also got to compare. Okay, so the big spoiler with House of Cards was what happens in the first episode. It's the first episode, so really that spoiler should be, you know. I don't know if I should say it. But listen, here's my point.
We can't say it for you.
But here's my point.
You absolutely should say it. Here's the thing. I'm 6 episodes in, so we can't talk about what happens after 6 episodes.
Okay.
But no.
Selfish spoiler.
But here's the thing, and this is the interesting thing, and there's been just a couple of question marks out there about, you know, Netflix's strategy with releasing all of their big series all in one big chunk, is that you can talk about the first episode because it's been a week, and if you want to talk
you can talk about it. It's just like
a week. Come on, guys, we can talk about what happened.
Sure, but let's say Walking Dead airs on Sunday.
My problem with it is, why do I have to like worry about the entire world's schedule of viewing?
Because people are selfish.
To express my feelings. I think spoiler trolls and people who are like
internet trolls.
Yeah, spoiler trolls who call everyone out like, oh, you spoiled me.
Then turn off the internet. Turn off your modem.
Taking away my right to express myself.
No, I think people who get mad about spoilers, honestly, I think they're kind of selfish people to be like, oh, my ears can't hear this. Like, well then, you know, don't go online. If you know you're that sensitive, then you need to take steps for yourself to block it out.
I like to digest a little bit more, so I do only like watching a couple of episodes here and there at a time. But I watch with my husband, and he has a 9:30 p.m. bedtime, and so we can only get through so many episodes a night. So, and of course, woe is me. And,
Not to mention the stories you're filing for.
So let me-
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah. When I get home, and then I turn back on my computer.
She's like, oh, I'm
and
watching too.
filing
You mean,
more
and then
stories.
filing stories.
Yeah. But so what I'm saying is, right, that's my situation. People have their own lives and their own, I'm not saying that everybody needs to organize how they talk about TV based on what my situation is,